Colorado Rockies versus Baltimore Orioles. The Colorado Rockies, 2676, 4260 RL, 4058 4 OU, and the Baltimore Orioles, 45-57, 47-55 RL, 45-53 4 OU, open a three-game series on Friday evening, and the Rockies are going with Kyle Freeland. The Orioles will reply with Dean Kremer. The Orioles went 2-1 against the Rockies last season. The Rockies will have Kyle Freeland on the mound. Freeland was outstanding in his recent outing, keeping Minnesota to only one run in 6 innings and secured the win. The veteran has been solid, conceding 3 or fewer runs in 4 of his past 5 outings, and has recorded a poor 5.19 ERA and a 1.53 WHIP, accompanied by a 2-10-4 record in 95.1 innings of work on the season. He has struggled in his career against the Orioles, squandering 10 runs in 10 career innings. The Colorado Rockies begin a road trip in this game. They are winning more games recently. They recorded a series win against Minnesota last week. Next, the Rockies posted 2 wins in 3 home games against the Cardinals this week. Aided by the pitching, they scored 16 runs and only conceded 10 runs. The Rockies are 13-38 on the road. Ryan McMahon has 9 RBIs in his past 10 games. The veteran third baseman has 35 RBIs and a .717 OPS on the season. Jordan Beck has netted a solid .796 OPS this month. The 24-year-old is having a promising season, bashing 11 homers with 34 RBIs. Hunter Goodman has posted 8 RBIs this month. He has 56 RBIs and a sharp .842 OPS. Ezekiel Tovar recorded a .350 OPS against the Orioles last year. The young shortstop has 14 RBIs and a .745 OPS in 37 games. Colorado is averaging 3.62 runs per game, ranking them 29th. The pitching is a disaster, recording a 5.50 ERA, pegging them 30th. Dean Kremer will be on the rubber on Friday evening. Kremer was in a groove in his recent effort, keeping the Rays to just 1 run in 7 innings pitched, resulting in a no decision in a game the Orioles lost. The veteran has been superb, conceding either 0 or 1 run in 5 of his past 6 performances, and is sporting a 4.06 ERA and a strong 1.25 WHIP, accompanied by an 8-7 record in 116.1 innings pitched on the season. Kremer has squandered 4 runs in 3.1 innings against the Rockies. The Baltimore Orioles are home after a poor road trip. They are going to be trading veterans this week, considering they are out of contention in the wild card. The Orioles lost a series in Tampa Bay last weekend and were dealt 3 defeats in 4 meetings against the Guardians this week, conceding 22 runs in the series. The Orioles are 22-25 at home. Jordan Westburg is in a groove, delivering an .878 OPS in July. The young third baseman has 21 RBIs and a .762 OPS on the year. Tyler O'Neill has missed a good portion of the season due to injury and is back. He has 11 RBIs and a weak .596 OPS. Kobe Mayo is one of the Orioles' top prospects and is getting his chance. The rookie first baseman has 9 RBIs and a .578 OPS. Ramon Urias issued a .762 OPS against the Rockies last season. The 31-year-old third baseman has 30 RBIs and a poor 670 OPS on the season. Baltimore is scoring an average of 4.07 runs per game, ranking them 23rd. The pitching is a weakness, issuing a 5.00 ERA, positioning them 26th. I expect a barrage of scoring. Freeland has been exposed on the road, conceding 9 runs in his past 9.2 road innings. The Rockies' pitching has been horrendous on the road, squandering 39 runs in their past 6 road games. In addition, Colorado is generating runs. They have scored 29 runs in their past 5 games. The Orioles' pitching has been exposed most of the season. The Orioles have conceded 30 runs in their last 6 home games and an average of 6.2 runs in their past 10 games. Kremer has squandered 3 runs in 4.2 innings against the Rockies. The Colorado Rockies are playing better this week, but their success has been at home. They have dropped 5 of their past 6 road games. They are a disastrous 26 games below, 500 on the road on the season. The Baltimore Orioles are 3-2 in their past 5 home games. Furthermore, Rockies pitcher Kyle Freeland has not been able to contain Baltimore in his career, squandering 10 runs in 10 career innings, which signals a troubling trend when facing this lineup. Orioles pitcher Dean Kremer has been one of the best pitchers in the big leagues in the past month, showing command, consistency, and an ability to dominate early in games. Kremer has allowed 1 run or fewer in 5 of his last 6 starts, keeping Baltimore competitive. The Orioles are 4-2 in those 6 games, with his strong form fueling their success. I recommend the run line as 4 of the Orioles' past 5 wins have been by 2 or more runs, and with their offense clicking and Kremer dealing, they are well positioned to notch another comfortable victory. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Baltimore Orioles minus 1.5. Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments box. Toronto Blue Jays versus Detroit Tigers. The struggling Detroit Tigers will look to get back on track when they host the Toronto Blue Jays on Friday, July 25th. Toronto took Thursday's opener 11-4. Eric Lauer led the way, tossing 8 innings and only allowed 1 earned run. Toronto Blue Jays hammered the Tigers 11-4 on Thursday and now lead the AL East by 4.5 games. They top MLB with a .262 batting average and rank 8th in scoring, averaging 4.7 runs per game. With their offense clicking and solid performances from the rotation, Toronto is beginning to separate itself from the pack in the divisional race. George Springer leads the team with 17 home runs and ranks second with 55 RBI, continuing to provide veteran leadership and timely power from the top of the order. Bo Bichette paces the club with 59 RBI and has added 13 home runs, consistently delivering in high-leverage situations. Other key contributors include Vladimir Guerrero Jr., who has 13 homers and 52 RBI while maintaining a strong presence in the middle of the lineup, and Addison Barger, whose 14 home runs and 46 RBI have added an important spark from the left side. Alejandro Kirk has also been a steady force at the plate, hitting .304 with 46 RBI and offering excellent contact skills and plate discipline. With this well-rounded offensive core, the Blue Jays have the depth and firepower to compete with any staff in the league. Jose Berrios, 6'4", 3.87 ERA, 1.26 WHIP, is scheduled to start for Toronto. Behind Berrios is a bullpen that has also been solid, ranking 6th in MLB with a 3.52 ERA. The Jays will look to lean on that reliable relief corps if Berrios can hand over a lead after a quality start. Despite leading the AL Central by 8 games, the Tigers have dropped 10 of their last 11 contests, hitting a major cold spell at the plate. Since the All-Star break, Detroit owns MLB's third-worst team batting average at just .197, highlighting their struggles to generate consistent offense in the second half. On the season, however, their overall numbers suggest a more capable unit, ranking 14th with a .249 team batting average and 7th in the league by averaging 4.8 runs per game. They also rank 10th with 129 home runs, showing they do have the ability to put up runs in bunches when the lineup is clicking. That said, their recent slump raises concerns about timing and momentum as they try to maintain their division lead down the stretch. Riley Green leads the Tigers with 25 home runs and 79 RBI, providing the most consistent power threat in the lineup, followed closely by Spencer Torkelson, who has chipped in 22 homers and 60 RBI despite bouts of inconsistency. Keider Montero, 4.2, 4.28 ERA, 1.38 WHIP, is slated to take the mound Friday, and while he's shown flashes of potential, his command and ability to work deep into games remain question marks. Detroit's bullpen has also been trending in the wrong direction, currently ranked 21st in MLB with a 4.13 ERA, struggling in late-game situations and frequently giving up insurance runs that put games out of reach. If Montero can't go deep, the Tigers may once again have to lean on an unreliable relief corps against a surging Blue Jays offense. Blue Jays bats are on a roll, averaging 6.4 runs per game since the All-Star break, and scoring no fewer than 4 runs in each of their last 7 games. They're consistently putting together quality at-bats, driving in runs with both power and situational hitting. Although the Tigers' offense has largely struggled during that span, they may have a chance to break through against Jose Barrios, who has posted a rough 7.11 ERA over his last 4 starts, showing signs of regression and command issues. Additionally, Detroit's bullpen has been unreliable, ranking near the bottom of the league in ERA and WHIP over the past 2 weeks. With both starting pitching and relief arms presenting vulnerabilities in the Blue Jays' swinging hot bats, the play for me is on the over 8.5 runs, with the potential for a high-scoring game from both sides. These teams are trending in opposite directions, and the Blue Jays are now 1.5 games ahead of the Tigers in the overall AL standings. Detroit has collapsed over the last 2 weeks, going just 110 in their last 11 games, struggling to find consistency at the plate and getting little help from their bullpen. Meanwhile, Toronto is surging, winning 16 of their last 20 games, currently the best stretch in baseball, and playing with renewed confidence on both sides of the ball. Notably, the Blue Jays are also the #1 for-profit team in MLB for sports bettors this season, making them an attractive play from a wagering perspective. When also factoring in the edge in offensive firepower, bullpen reliability, and recent momentum, all signs point to Toronto as the clear play in this matchup. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Toronto ML. Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments box. Cleveland Guardians versus Kansas City Royals. On Friday, the Cleveland Guardians will take on the Kansas City Royals at Kauffman Stadium, and these AL Central rivals have met twice this season. The Guardians won 4 of the 6 matchups and lead the series 7-3 over the last 10 games. The over was 5-4-1 in those meetings. Cleveland, 51-51 SU, 53-49 RL, and 47-52-3 OU, won 3 of 4 games against Baltimore in its previous series. The Guardians are 7-3 in their last 10 games. The over was 7-3. Cleveland will start righty Gavin Williams on Friday versus Kansas City. In his previous outing, the 25-year-old held the A's to 1 run and 4 hits with 11 strikeouts in 7 innings. He is 6-4 with a 3.54 ERA and 1.38 WHIP in 20 starts, including 1-2 with a 4.17 ERA and 1.57 WHIP on the road, 9 starts, where he's struggled slightly with command and pitch efficiency. The Guardians had the second-best record in the American League last season, but fell short in the postseason as New York bounced them 4-1 in the ALCS. While Cleveland has trailed Detroit for most of the current campaign, it's hardly a ball club bettors can write off. They've remained competitive due to a balanced mix of youth and veteran leadership, and they're built to win close games with sound fundamentals. With Jose Ramirez anchoring the lineup and continuing to be one of the most consistent offensive threats in baseball, along with experienced contributors like Carlos Santana and promising young slugger Kyle Manzardo, the Guardians have both power and poise. Their rotation has been a steady force, boasting a 3.92 ERA, and the bullpen has been effective at closing out tight contests. Cleveland's postseason-tested core and dependable pitching staff make them a legitimate threat, especially if they can string together some late-season momentum. Kansas City, 50-53 SU, 52-51 RL, and 41-61-1 OU, won 2 of 3 against Chicago, NL, in its previous series. The Royals are 5-5 in their last 10 games. The over-under was split 5-5. showing inconsistency on both sides of the ball as they continue to hover just below the .500 mark. KC is starting right-hander Michael Wacha on Friday against Cleveland. In his previous appearance, the 34-year-old held Miami to 1 run and 3 hits in 6 frames. He is 4-9 with a 3.62 ERA and 1.24 WHIP in 20 starts this season, including 2-4 with a 2.72 ERA and 1.19 WHIP at home, 10 starts, where he's been especially effective at limiting walks and generating weak contact. Kansas City was a surprise playoff contender last year, and while the season ended in the ALDS, it was a successful campaign for an up-and-coming ball club that exceeded expectations. That taste of October baseball has clearly left a mark, as the hunger and urgency have carried over into the 2025 season. While KC's bats have been largely unproductive, ranking 29th in scoring, the lineup still features flashes of promise and raw ability. There's legitimate talent on this roster, particularly among the younger position players who are gaining valuable experience in high-pressure games. With a veteran group of starting pitchers anchoring the rotation and helping to steady the ship during offensive droughts, the Royals remain very much in the mix for an American League wildcard spot. However, if they want to punch a return ticket to the postseason, they'll need to string together more consistent offensive performances and tighten up in late-game situations. The margin for error is thin, but the foundation is there for a strong second-half push. The under is a combined 32-21 in Cleveland and Kansas City's division games this year, reflecting a consistent trend of low-scoring matchups within the AL Central. Michael Wacha pitched 4 efficient innings against Cleveland on March 30th, allowing just 1 run, and boasts a solid 2.61 ERA in 7 career appearances versus the Guardians, a team he's historically handled well. Even if he only gives Kansas City 5 innings on Friday, the Royals' bullpen, ranked 9th in ERA, is well-rested, effective, and capable of keeping the Guardians off the scoreboard. On the other side, Gavin Williams similarly limited Kansas City to 2 runs over 5 innings earlier this season and enters this game with an impressive 2.14 ERA in 6 career outings against the Royals. He, too, is backed by a top 10 bullpen, adding to the under appeal, considering that these are 2 of the least explosive offenses in Major League Baseball, ranking 26th and 30th in runs per game, respectively. And given the pitching strength on both sides, bettors should reasonably anticipate a tightly contested, low-scoring affair on Friday night in the land, where even modest offensive surges often struggle to break through strong pitching and relief support. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Kansas City Royals ML. Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments box. New York Mets versus San Francisco Giants. It's the opening game of a weekend series between National League foes on the diamond in the city by the Bay, when the New York Mets travel to take on the San Francisco Giants Friday night, and New York swept the Angels at home as they picked up a 6-3 triumph in the series finale Wednesday. San Francisco rolled to a 9-3 road win over Atlanta in the rubber game of a 3-game series Wednesday. Last season, the Giants won the season series 4-2, including 2 of 3 on the road, May 24th to 26th, 2024. New York ran their win streak to 4 games as they swept the Angels by prevailing at home Wednesday night. The Mets entered Thursday 59-44 and held a half-game lead over the Phillies for the top spot in the NL East race. Against the Angels, New York finished with 10 hits as Brandon Nimmo, 2 runs RBI, Francisco Lindor, run 2 RBI, Starling Marte and Pete Alonso, run 3 RBI, each picking up a pair. Nimmo, his 19th, and Alonso, his 22nd, each went deep in the victory for the Mets. Sean Manaea, 1-1, earned the win as he threw 5 innings, allowing 1 run on 2 hits with 2 walks and 5 strikeouts. Edwin Diaz worked 1.1 scoreless innings, allowing no hits or walks while striking out 2 for his 21st save. Clay Holmes is on the mound for the Mets as he makes his 21st start of the season in this contest. He is 8.5 with a 3.48 ERA, a 1.27 WHIP, 43 walks, and 86 strikeouts over 108.2 innings of work on the year. Holmes took the loss in his last start, which came at home against the Reds Saturday. He threw 5.1 innings, allowing 5 runs, 4 earned, on 6 hits with 2 walks and 3 strikeouts in a game. The Mets dropped 5-2. In his last 3 starts, Holmes is 0-1 with a 6.46 ERA, a 1.43 WHIP, 4 walks and 10 strikeouts over 15.1 innings of work. Holmes makes his 10th career appearance, second start against the Giants in this contest. He is 0-1 with 1 save, a 6.75 ERA, a 1.667 WHIP, 6 walks and 8 strikeouts over 12 innings of work. Holmes is 0-1 with 1 save, a 7.56 ERA, a 1.68 WHIP, 5 walks and 5 strikeouts over 8.1 innings of action in 6 appearances, 1 start at Oracle Park. San Francisco won 2 straight as they downed the Braves in the rubber game of their 3-game road set Wednesday. The Giants entered Thursday 54-49 on the year and stood third in the NL West, 6 games behind the Dodgers for the top spot. They stood 1.5 games behind the Padres for the final wildcard spot in the NL playoff picture. Against Atlanta, San Francisco had 10 hits in the game with Rafael Devers, 2 runs, 4 RBI leading the way with 3, while Heliot Ramos added a pair in the contest. Devers, his 18th and 19th, homered twice in the contest, while Matt Chapman added his 14th of the year. Justin Verlander, 1-8, earned the win as he threw 5 innings, allowing no runs on 1 hit with 5 walks and 3 strikeouts before handing things off to the bullpen. Logan Webb is on the hill for the Giants as he makes his 22nd start of the season in this contest. He is 9-7 with a 3.08 ERA, a 1.208 WHIP, 29 walks, and 140 strikeouts over 131.2 innings of work this season. Webb took the loss in his last start, which came against the Blue Jays on the road Saturday. He threw 6 innings, allowing 4 runs on 11 hits with 1 walk and 1 strikeout in a game. The Giants dropped 6-3. In his last 3 starts, Webb is 2-1 with a 6.00 ERA, a 1.61 WHIP, 5 walks, and 13 strikeouts over 18 innings of work. Webb makes his 7th career start against the Mets in this contest. He is 3-1 with a 2.13 ERA, a 1.053 WHIP, 8 walks, and 35 strikeouts over 38 innings of work against them. Webb is 36-22 with a 2.70 ERA, a 1.115 WHIP, 103 walks, and 465 strikeouts over 496 innings in 81 career appearances, 78 starts at Oracle Park. The Mets pushed back to the top of the NL East standings thanks to their recent success, coupled with the Phillies' up-and-down week. However, starter Holmes has struggled in his recent outings, allowing multiple runs in back-to-back appearances and showing signs of wavering command. That opens the door for San Francisco, which has won 2 straight and sends their ace Logan Webb to the hill for this one. Webb has been a steady force in the rotation, consistently working deep into games while limiting damage with his elite ground ball rate. The Giants have had solid pitching all season long, and their bullpen remains one of the more reliable units in the league. San Francisco stands 28-20 at home, where they've played with more confidence and consistency, while the Mets have stumbled to a 22-28 record as the visiting team. With the Giants trying to gain ground in the NL wildcard chase and their pitching lined up well for the weekend, the edge clearly leans towards San Francisco in this matchup. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is San Francisco Giants ML. Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments box.